So I want to get you a different angle of a window. This is also a double window with shutters on the outside. This one is slightly different. Same house, but you can see that it has a screen on the perimeter here, and so that's pretty common to have a clip-in screen that just presses into the side there. You can see that it just easily removes. But if you look past that, you can see the sill at a downward angle. This one's a little bit different because it has a piece of trim below it. So this is a piece of window trim. This is the nosing right there, running along the edge. Then you have the brick mold outside, just like we discussed in the previous video. And then you have that middle piece of trim. Rather than a nosing that protrudes out, this is a middle piece of trim that sits between the double window. And then you have this this kind of decorative sconce on the top there with a decorative piece of trim, since this is the front of the house. So, you know, once again, you always want to be aware of whether something is lapped on top of each other. So you can see that there's a seam there, and that is on top of the trim below it. So if that board below it needs to be replaced, that's something where that piece of decorative trim would also need to be included in the scope of work to be replaced here. As far as the downward angle, this is great to see that you can identify by pulling off the screen. You can see where the two boards come together, where the nosing right there meets the sill. You can see there's a profiled edge. That would be the edge that we would need to cut off if we were just removing the nosing. If we're removing the sill, we would then have to take this board off, the bottom trim, we'd have to take the nosing off, and then we'd have to pull out the sill below it. And you can see in that corner there that the sill runs right under the track. That gives you a really good angle and view of it. You can also see that it runs under the sash and goes into the house. So that is why the sill is a much more complicated board to replace, which is why we charge more for it.